It's the 16th. It's 1 week away from the eve of Christmas Eve, just in case you had forgotten just how close Christmas is just around the corner. Thank you for tuning in and being here this Wednesday. A lot of ground to cover tonight, including coverage of last night's Magoffin County Fiscal Court. We'll also have an announcement and some coverage from the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting earlier in the week, as they have established another round of CARES funding, but there's a narrow window to apply. We want to make sure our Johnson County viewers know about that for the businesses there. We also have COVID-19 numbers, of course. We have COVID-19 numbers. We'll have those from the state, and for our local numbers, you would have to go back almost 2 months to find numbers similar to that of today's. We will be glad to present that data to you in just a few moments. Your weather updated, of course, before we leave you as well. Our weather, pretty much normal and par for this time of year, while further on up the East Coast, traveling in a northerly direction, they are continuing to get pummeled and hammered, and a lot of folks trying to prepare. And we're talking about from Ohio and West Virginia all the way up through Allentown and Hartford and Boston and Portland, and it's going to be a major winter event. Blizzard-like conditions, winds of 45 miles per hour. We're talking about a 1,000-mile long swath that will cover somewhere between 40 to 45 million Americans by the time this winter storm is over. In other national related news that trickles down to us all, the Fed today, the Federal Reserve, in its last meeting of 2020, did as was what was widely expected, voted to continue to hold its interest rates at or near zero, and at the same time promising to try to boost the economy's recovery from the pandemic. Also at the same time, still holding on to what it believes will be a much more robust economy for 2021. The U.S. Central Bank left the benchmark federal funds rate between 0 and 0.25%. It's been right there since March, since the beginning of the pandemic. Their most recent indications are that they believe or expect rates to remain at this level through 2023. They've also changed and modified some other projections. For example, the gross domestic product, they say, is expected to fall just below 2.5%, compared to a decline of 3.7% that they were expecting just about 2 months ago. And as for unemployment, they are expecting the rate will fall from 6.7% to 5% by the end of 2021. Magoffin County Fiscal Court met in regular session last night. A camera there and a report now to follow. In some early financial matters, Judge Executive Matt Wireman and the Fiscal Court all agreed to give their annual donation and support to the Magoffin County Fire Departments and Rescue Squad to the tune of $5,000, I believe, for each, maybe $8,000 for the Rescue Squad, before they went on to approve some fund transfers, which is a common monthly event, which also always includes every month transferring tens of thousands of dollars from the general fund to the jail fund to cover cost of housing inmates, which prompted these remarks from Judge Wireman. Before approving a fund transfer of $40,000 from the general fund to the jail fund, which is an average monthly number that they have to transfer for housing of inmates, Judge Executive Wireman brought up a recent vote at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center's Jail Authority Board that didn't then but could sometime lead to doubling the monthly jail expense for Magoffin and the other 3 counties that utilize the Big Sandy Jail.
I would like to make a comment and an informational type item. It's my understanding that the jail board at the last meeting had a motion come up to raise the per day fee to $50. Luckily, and those were all 4 of the Johnson County members that done that. But our board members in Martin County and Lawrence County voted it down. Right now we're paying $22.50 or $25 a day.
Oh, it's double.
Yeah, it's double.
Double.
And you see this 40,000, that'd be 80,000.
Yeah.
And we can't stand for that. So just so y'all know that that's liable to be something that comes to a head here pretty quick.
Yeah.
They are struggling because they've taken the state prisoners out and they've got some financial issues. but they can't put them on our backs. We're gonna do what we gotta do to keep the jail solvent, but I can't close the county down to run the jail.
No.
So, just wanted to throw that out there while I had it on my mind.
Later, Deputy Judge Executive Kevin Howard updated the court on several items, including just now getting ready to complete Phase 2 of the road sign project, where they've been focusing on up the river, Oakley, River Road, Punchin, and the like, installing more than 200 road signs that were not in place to mark hundreds of Magoffin County roads. Howard also said that the county has already ordered another 168 for Phase 3, which is the Middle Fork and 460 area, and that they're already planning for the next Phase 4, which will replace or place dozens, if not hundreds, of road signs as well in the Elk Creek, Lick Creek, Mine Fork, Bloomington, White Oak, Grape Creek areas. Howard also updating the court on bridge replacements in progress, and that 3 new bridge replacements are about to begin on Blanton Branch, Charles Bailey Road, and Little Bear, after which discussion shifted to a resolution addressing changing the way that the state taxes our gasoline and the effect it would have on Magoffin and all counties.
What you have in your packet is the resolution that was sent to all fiscal courts across the Commonwealth, and we're trying to garner support for a modernization of the way that gasoline is taxed in Kentucky. If the House bill that was proposed, if it hadn't been passed in the last session, it would have meant, instead of Magoffin County getting $873,000 from the state in road fund monies, that we'd have got an additional $400,000. That's a significant impact on our road budget if we could get those additional funds. I know everybody hollers tax and changing and all that stuff. This is on a wholesale thing, so it's done before it ever gets to the pump, and that's what it's based on. Here in Magoffin County, the amount of gas tax that we pay, we get 10-fold or 100-fold back, because most of your gas tax is paid in Louisville and Lexington and northern Kentucky and all those highly populated areas. So we're getting a disproportionate share of it anyway. So if this was to be passed, I doubt it will. And this is one of those things that we do this and all the fiscal courts do it, then they'll come up with other reasons probably not to, or do a scaled down version. Anything be better than nothing. But if we don't do it, then they'll say, well, the counties don't even support it, so they absolutely won't do it. So that's why I'm asking that we approve this resolution, and I'll read it here in just a second. And so that we can hopefully, this will be a major impact. You're talking about nearly, you're going from 800, last year we got 963,000 in road fund. This year it dropped to 873,000, $90,000. That's significant. So it's a small county.
In some of the last business brought before the court, Judge Wireman mentioned that the Regional Water District Board had a recent meeting, and that proposed water line projects that would serve Route 542, 1502, 378, parts of the county that are in desperate need, have all been placed on the top priority of the list for such projects, giving hope that they might see those projects at least start to advance sometime next year. There was also a reappointment made to the Magoffin County Water District Board of Jerry Borders for another 4 years, and Judge Wireman asked the court to begin the process, which they did, to fill a 911 vacancy with Will Bingham, and also a part-time position and substitute position to be held or filled by a Jacob Skaggs. I'll be right back.
Hello, this is Bob Hutchison. Sometimes bad things happen to good people who saw a pandemic coming and our economy being shut down. How can you restore your credit and turn things around without a dependable car or truck? You can't. That's why I'm here to give you a guarantee. At Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we will get you approved. Call 606-257-9181 for guaranteed credit approval today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and as always, Appalachian Wireless has the most unbelievable sale. Appalachian Wireless has made shopping for the holidays safe and more accommodating to meet the needs of our customers. The one-day sale of years past is now a rest of the year sale. Simply visit one of our 27 retail locations and get what you need through the end of the year, or reserve online to make an appointment for the phone you want, and we'll call you when it's ready. Happy holidays. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. Go with All Pro and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. A great deal on your COVID front right now. An update from the Johnson County Fiscal Court. They met in regular session earlier this week, and they've opened the window for a second round of CARES Act funding, coming from a pool of a little more than $250,000, but a narrow window to apply, that being by this Friday afternoon for Johnson County businesses. Here's who can apply and how. The Small Business Relief Funding, up to $3,500 for each grant recipient, will be made possible through this second round of funding that Judge Mark McKenzie said will be structured the same as the first. The grant application period opened on Monday night immediately following the meeting and stays open till the end of this week, with the applications available on the county's website, information available at the county offices, with the judge saying that the application process via their website is faster, but that you have to apply by 4 o'clock this Friday if you're a Paintsville business, as the funds have to be dispersed by the end of the year on a first-come, first-served basis.
Some of the criteria is that the business must have a physical location within Johnson County, only one application per business. The applicant cannot have previously received funds from our grant program. We want to open it up for additional opportunities for businesses that did not either apply or qualify last time. The business must have been open and operating since March 1, essentially during the pandemic, because again, this is a relief fund for businesses. The business can employ up to 30 people. They must have a current Johnson County business license and compliant with the Johnson County Occupational Tax Ordinance. And they must provide front pages of their bank account statements for the months of March through October. And let me explain why that we need to do that. It's not simply just taking an application for a business. This is designed to help businesses that are still trying their very best to survive and to operate. And so, and also to understand that we're accountable and we will be audited for these things. And so we want to ensure that the businesses that receive, at the best of our ability, receive funds from this program, that they are out there actively still operating and trying to work through the challenges that they're all facing right now.
Your local and state COVID updates in just a few moments, still following a good trend and trajectory. And like I said at the top of the program, you'd have to go back to the tune of a couple of months, I believe, here in Magoffin County to get a number or numbers that match today's. We'll have that in just a few seconds. Right now, we've got another birthday on tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. Indeed, I've been asked to wish a very happy birthday to Cole. It says, would you please wish Cole a happy 33rd birthday from her mom, Jill, and Andrew. Happy birthday, Cole. Happy 33rd birthday to you. From there, just a couple of quick reminders. Tomorrow is a big day for a couple of our most important organizations, one being our Magafa County Senior Citizen Center. It's Commodity Day. Volunteers are needed. You can call or just show up tomorrow morning bright and early and help them have an extra special Christmas holiday. Tomorrow, I think, is their Christmas dinner as well, and they need volunteers regardless, all the time. The Senior Pantry Day is also tomorrow for the Water into Wine Food Pantry at the Lakefront Church of God. And when you've got announcements like these, just send them to me any way you can. And birthdays, birth announcements, and anniversaries can also be printed for free in the Sagersville Independent. You just send those to Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Funeral services nightly, as you know, provided by our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home, who give us a reminder of services to be held in honor of 59-year-old Flora Sue Gibson of Hager Hill, who passed away Sunday, survived by daughter Bernetta Jean Suttles of Paintsville and sister Nanny Montgomery, and a grandchild as well, Brayson Gabriel Gibson. Funeral services to be held tomorrow at 5 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Once again, 59-year-old Flora Sue Gibson. As I understand, services are still incomplete at this hour and being arranged at the McGoffin County Funeral Home for Philip Durbin Blanton, 67, of Grape Creek, who passed away on Tuesday. As well, I am told by the McGoffin County Funeral Home that arrangements are still incomplete for 54-year-old Sherry Lynn Rowark Helton of Sagersville, who passed away on Tuesday, the wife of David Helton. Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And don't forget, tires, wheels, and lift kits make great Christmas gifts too, and you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Have you been turned down or had a dealership make you feel unwelcome? Well, come on into Hutch. We guarantee you'll be approved, and we can't wait to put you into the truck or car of your choice. Right now, get employee pricing on Jeep Gladiator, Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, Renegade, and Compass. And remember, at Hutch, you're guaranteed to be approved.
Know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. It's the 25 days till Christmas sale at the Seasonal Shop, where every day you'll get 25% off of a special brand or a style or an item. And every day through Christmas, you can get 20% off Christmas shirts, 30% off everything else Christmas, personalized ornaments with free personalization and gifts for absolutely everyone on your list. With local delivery and curbside pickup, 'tis the season at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Have you been turned down or had a dealership make you feel unwelcome? Well, come on into Hutch. We guarantee you'll be approved, and we can't wait to put you into the truck or car of your choice. Right now, you can get employee pricing on select Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram trucks. And remember, at Hutch, you're guaranteed to be approved.
Same 6 decades of experience, same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former Magoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000. McFarland and Tinker. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has 2 great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Before we get to your local COVID update, let's look to that of the state. No press conference held in person earlier today, but information and statistics from the governor's office show us at another day with thousands of new cases, but another day in which we are still seeing numbers gradually go in the direction, at least, that we need them to. Numbers from the governor's office indicate 2,898 new cases today, with new deaths at 23, the youngest, a 61-year-old woman from Bell County. Our positivity rating still in the 8s at 8.57%, while currently hospitalized in the Commonwealth, 1,793, 460 in the ICU, and 239 of those on the ventilator. Now, a lot of information in regards to your local COVID update, and that will also include some information from a few of our neighbors as well. We'll get to that in just a few seconds. Right now, let's turn to our Magoffin County Public Health Director, Pete Shepard, where he tells us tonight that indeed we are still in the midst of a significant decline in the number of cases here in Magoffin County. Now, earlier this week, you may have heard, if you were here, Mayor Shepard alluded to the fact that they were a little hesitant and hoping that the lower cases we're seeing aren't because a lot of folks aren't getting tested because they don't want to be quarantined during the holidays. So there's still that concern. However, to some degree, whether that is a fact or part of it, we are seeing lower numbers. And in fact, today's is as low as it can go. I didn't think we should let a day go by with a number like today because of what it represents. So please share that with us.
Today's a big zero. We had 0 positive cases in Magoffin County today, and we've been waiting since October 19th to hear that again. That's the last time we had 0 cases, and so it was good news to us, good news to my staff. They kind of got an easy day today, so it's just been a good day.
Yeah, you have to go back almost 2 months to find another 0, and then when I do the math for just the past week, from Saturday on, and still no double-digit cases in the past 5 days, that puts us only at an average of about 3.4, 3.5, down from 12.4, 12.5 at our peak. So overall, not just taking into account the last couple of days, we're talking about a significant decline.
Yes, that is. It's a very significant decline. I mean, when you're rolling along at 10, 12, 15, sometimes 20, and then you get to where you're in single digits now, it's good. Hopefully it holds true that maybe we're on the downswing of this thing right now, and then when the vaccines come in and we get that started, then it'll just completely get it down to where it's almost 0, hopefully every day.
On that note, my last question, anything new on the vaccine front today? Do you have anything new or know when you may have something new?
Hopefully tomorrow. I have a Zoom call with the Department of Public Health Commissioner. He's supposed to give us the health departments a lot of information on the vaccine and how we'll distribute it and some of the particulars on all that. And hopefully by Christmas, they're saying that we'll start seeing some of those vaccines arrive in Magoffin County.
Also, locally, I spoke with Magoffin County Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton earlier today. He is busy putting together a complete list of all school personnel, teachers, staff, bus drivers, anyone who has any direct contact of any sort with any students or staff to see if they will be taking the vaccine once it is available for our school personnel and educators. He has to have that list into the state as soon as possible, and it has to be a very thorough list and a one-time list, if you will, because those who decide not to take it, of course it's not being forced upon anyone, and that includes our school systems, but those who decide not to take it will not be able to change their minds and then get it in the round that does make its way for our educators. They will have to wait until the vaccine becomes available for just the general public by and large. As for a timeline, Helton does not have one. The governor still hoping that that might start to happen for our school systems possibly early in February, maybe later in January. Now, I wanted to pass one thing else along to you real quickly. There was a report that I'd read today about asking the question if someone who has had or has the coronavirus should take the vaccine. Well, medical professionals all across the country and around the world are still looking at how long an individual has immunity naturally from your body fighting off the coronavirus and how long those antibody levels remain in your system. Of course, we knew the original 90 days. It was the estimate that was given as to how long it was believed that you couldn't catch the coronavirus. Keep in mind, at that time, no one or hardly anyone had the coronavirus for 90 days at that point. So, the latest is that antibody levels begin to drop after a few months, particularly in asymptomatic and those who have only mild symptoms, eventually leaving those individuals able to catch it a second time. Now, health experts are suspecting that people who have recently had the coronavirus also can hold off maybe for a few months before getting the vaccine, and those who have recovered from the coronavirus possibly for several months, but they say they should all plan to get the shot when it becomes available to them. That is absolutely the safest way to go. They recommend the vaccine for anyone who had the coronavirus 3 to 4 months or longer, especially if it was a milder case. There is data out there that indicates that those who had a more serious bout with the coronavirus might have a stronger or more significant protection against catching it again for several months, but still, that is largely unknown. I can give you a little personal data to throw along with that. Of course, as you know, as I shared with you, Lacey, still the only one in our household to have come down with the coronavirus, did so in July. She was tested for the antibodies just a mere 2 weeks later, and then has been tested each month since, at the last or end of November. And she has still got active antibodies in her system, and therefore we believe is not susceptible to catching the coronavirus as of yet. So that's been 4 months or so. The tests that have shown her antibodies do not really show the level, just that she has them. So I can't say how strong or if they're waning or the same or what, but we know that she still has them. There will come a point where that particular test will indicate that it is borderline and not positive, showing that she has them. But as of now, 4 months in, and she still has antibodies from dealing with the coronavirus. Of course, as she was very symptomatic for almost a week's time and felt pretty lousy, but has since recovered. All of her heart tests and other tests that have been done, respiratory, heart, and otherwise, have all come back clear. I'm also glad to confirm again. That leaves me with one short order of business, your Licking Valley RECC forecast, which has us looking at some precipitation, a little bit of mix here and there, and looking at a Christmas Eve outlook. Yes, indeed, nothing like what the East Coast is seeing and going to see. We are going to see about 31 degrees tonight for the rest of your Wednesday. Some rain, maybe some few few flakes as we get below 31, with just a little bit of precipitation still out there falling. Nothing more than just a drop or two hitting the streets of downtown Sagersville at this time. We have winds out of the west 3 to 7 miles per hour. That precipitation could linger enough to give us just a few AM flurries tomorrow with a steady temperature right around 32. It's going to be freezing tomorrow, literally, for our daytime high, with a chance of flurries also through tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy skies and lows right around 27. A 5-degree fluctuation between high and low temperatures for your Thursday. Good news is we'll rebound by Friday and definitely into your weekend. Friday's going to be a dry one, low 40s at the lowest, just about 41, 28 for your low, but mostly sunny. Clouds will increase that night, but not make any rain or snow for the end of your Friday. And Saturday, we should hit the upper 40s at 48, partly sunny. Our next round of precipitation will be Saturday night late, I think after 10, and mainly during the overnight to the tune of 30% chance of showers, and they will be wet because we're going to be at right around 36 for the low. And then there's your Sunday, 47, mostly cloudy, a slight chance of some rain and snow, and heading on into Christmas. 51, sunny on your Monday, clear. Tuesday, 49, sunny, partly cloudy that night. Wednesday, Christmas Eve, near 50 again, mostly sunny, and that's probably the pattern we'll see on through Christmas. That's it for now. Hope to see you back here tomorrow night after you've had a good read in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent, which we'll also talk about on tomorrow's program. Again, good night, and thank you for watching.